Hey everybody, how's it going? Um, it's Dan here, and today I'm going to talk to you about something called Altcoin Sidekick. It's weird. So I was watching a video from Adam Meister. Um, he didn't make one yesterday. I think he made it on Sunday. So yeah, I got an ad, that said it's not about Bitcoin, it's about blockchains. Um, I listened because I thought that that statement was ridiculous. Um, I listened to what they had to say, and it's a website called Altcoin Sidekick. So what they do is they um, they tell you which ones, or you can find out which blockchains aside from Bitcoin are going to be um, quote unquote relevant. Um, it seems like a shill show to me. Um, really. Um, I mean, you can't talk about blockchain without talking about Bitcoin, because these people don't know that, or maybe they do know. They just want to confuse the noobs that there's more to Bitcoin. It's like, like buy this altcoin because it's going to go to the moon. It's kind of like the people that watch CNBC and they take their advice. They don't even know what the fuck Bitcoin is. They don't even know how it works, but yet they're buying shit coins left and right. So I think that that's bad for the space. You want people to know about Bitcoin because I've said this shit many times. Like all these people asking me about what do you think about, like when I had my old channel, they would ask me, what do you think about um, IOTA, for example? What do you think about Augur? What do you think about? What are your thoughts on Ray blocks or whatever the hell it was called? Electronium and all of that shit. And I made it very clear. I don't give a shit about those altcoins. I don't care. I only care about Bitcoin. You know, um, and people still kept asking me. Maybe they were new, so I made it a habit to start a show in Spanish or start a show in English and say, for my regulars, I know you were tired of hearing this, you know, but I don't, for the new people, I don't care about, the new altcoin. I don't care about this. I don't know. Don't ask me about that because I really don't care. I only care about Bitcoin. So having for somebody that's new, in the space, not so much now, but maybe there are some smart people that are getting in this quote unquote bear market because bear markets are also good to make money. They're good to accumulate, and then when you accumulate a nice amount at a low price, all you gotta do is just wait for the bull market to take place, and then you double, triple, quadruple your money, whatever. Good for you. But those are in the stock market. Like you just want to buy it and sell it. You could do that here as well. Um, you could do that here with crypto. and Bitcoin. But the main idea here is to accumulate more Bitcoin at a low price, and that way you have more Bitcoin, than you had before when the price rises. So having these people, confuse the noobs, it's just dumb as hell. I mean, it's smart on their part to be shilling them their shit coins. Um, but then something's gonna happen, and it's happened. I know that it's happened. Something's gonna happen. People, don't know what they're doing. They don't do their research, and they buy something because, excuse me, because somebody told them to buy it. So let's say, when ripoff, as I call it, ripoff XRP was below $1. Yeah, XRP was below $1 last year. I had a shit ton of it. I didn't buy it. I got it for free. Um, m- Before my exchange decided to implement or incorporate Ripple into the cryptocurrencies where you could buy and sell. Um, XRP did a giveaway of 16 billion uh, XRP tokens to Bitcoin holders, and I got some of that. You know, um, I think I got about. I think they were giving you like about 1,000 or something, or 100 per Bitcoin. I don't remember how much they were giving me, but they gave me a lot. Um, no, I'm sorry. Uh, that wasn't Ripple. That was Stellar, the one that did the 16 billion giveaway. Stellar and Ripple, they go hand in hand though. Because the creator, just Jed McCaleb, first created Ripple and then created Stellar. So they go hand in hand. It's the same thing. It's just different name, but it's basically the same thing. So Stellar gave away. They gave away some Lumen. Um, they gave me like a few thousand of them, if I remember correctly. So if you had Ripple or if you had Bitcoin, you get Stellar Lumens. And I didn't have Ripple at the time. I thought about buying it at the beginning of the year, not because I believe in the project or just because I care about the project, because like I saw it as an opportunity for me to make more Bitcoin. So I didn't really buy it. You know, I'm not much of a trader, but I did want to put at least a couple of bucks into Ripple, when it was below like a penny. That thing was so fucking cheap at the beginning of the year, and like all of 2016. It was so cheap. I would never have bought it, because but I had a gut feeling, and sometimes when I have a feeling, um, I should go with it because it ends up being a right feeling, and I don't get those too often, but I get them from time to time. So yeah, I mean, I got some Ripple for free. That's beyond that. I got my lumens, couple thousand of them. I sold them right away, and I made about 200 bucks or something in Bitcoin. You know, um, so I sold that. And then my exchange here, well, I don't really own it, but you know what I mean. Where I used to go buy Bitcoin um, every week. It's kind of like a Coinbase thing, but it's here in Mexico. I can't use Coinbase. They started, or they decided to incorporate Ripple to the time around the time, before the end of the year. I think it was like mid year of 2017 or something. They decided to incorporate that. So it's kind of like, kind of like Coinbase. I have my code and people would use it, and if they used it and they bought something, um whatever they bought, I would get 1%. So sometimes I would get, fiat as well as Bitcoin or whatever they bought. So I got, I would tell people, don't buy Ripple, don't buy Ethereum, don't buy B Trash. Just buy Bitcoin. That's all you need to do. You know, because it's gonna help you in the long run. You know, the less you think about buying shit coins and more about buying Bitcoin, you're gonna be well off, in the future. So I would tell them that, and some of them wouldn't listen. Some of them would, but what can I do? I can control what they buy, right? So some of them would buy Ethereum, some of them would buy Ripple, some of them would buy Bitcoin, and it all accumulated into my commissions. Um, so that helped. Whenever I had Bitcoin, if I had a little bit, I would just hold it there for a little bit before I could withdraw it into my wallet. I would hold it there for a little bit, and then when it was like a significant amount, anywhere from point zero 0.01 to point zero 0.05 or whatever, then I would withdraw that into my Bitcoin wallet. But some of these people would buy Bitcoin, and then when they decided to incorporate Ripple, they would buy Ripple. I am not joking. Like, this one guy bought so much Ripple, even though I told him not to buy Ripple. You know, um, it was like I was consulting them for free when I was doing my show on my old channel. So I was like consulting them for free. And some of these people wouldn't listen. They would buy Ripple, they would buy Ethereum, they would buy B Trash. Luckily, for them, most of them didn't buy any B Trash. It was just one guy that bought it. But yeah, I have some Jihans that I can't sell because it's so cheap that it's not worth. I have some Jihan Toshis um, that I can get rid of. But I have just a little bit of. I think I have like less than 1,000 Jihans in Bcash. So all the Bitcoin I withdrew. I have a little bit of Ethereum there, like, that I can't really get rid of because the gas is more expensive than uh, than the amount of gas weight that I have there. So I have it there. It's stuck there. I can't do anything about it, unless I buy some of that shit. Then I can withdraw it, but I'm not gonna buy it. Um, if anything, I'll buy Bitcoin, right? So they started buying so much Ripple. This one guy or two guys, I think. Um, yeah, I had a couple hundred um, XRP tokens, and I sold it at 70 something cents on its way going up because I was going on vacation. So I was like, well, but I'd rather just sell this and pay for my trip. And in Ethereum. I mean, in Ethereum in Ripple. Because I have a little bit more respect for Ethereum, or I had a little bit more respect for Ethereum back then than Ripple. So I ended up selling it, right? 2 days later when I arrived at my destination, like that thing's like $3. And I was like, holy shit, had I just bought some of that at the beginning of the year and just held it, I would have been very well off. And then I would have bought some Bitcoin with it. I'm talking about when I saw that thing, it was about less than a penny. So I could have had, with $100 that I would have put into Ripple, and I would have held it, I would have been a millionaire. you know, um, I would have had so much Ripple that I would have dumped it in a matter of seconds, and I would have crashed the price myself. But I would have dumped it, and I would have bought some Bitcoin with it. So yeah, I mean, those are the kind of people that listen to the ads that they put on, like this Altcoin Sidekick. Um, that's just bad for the space. It's just very bad for the space. So moving on, WooCommerce. For those people that have a online shop and they're into Bitcoin, WooCommerce has a Lightning gateway where you could pay with Lightning and Bitcoin. So it's pretty cool. It doesn't really take that much. You do need to install PHP and curl, and then just have the gateway, into your WooCommerce, and you can do whatever you want. It's kind of like the store at Blockstream. They use that for their items on their shop. They don't take fiat. They don't take PayPal. They take Bitcoin through Lightning. So Lightning is going to be huge, and we're just saying the start of it. It's going to be huge. Um, Samurai Wallet has a if you don't use Samurai Wallet, it's for your phone. You could put a payment channel or just a regular Bitcoin address, and you could pay that to whoever. So that's gonna be huge. Lightning's going to be huge. So if you have a store online, or if you have a um if you have something that you want to sell a subscription, you want to sell something, that works with Google Commerce, and you can have people paying in Bitcoin through Lightning. So that's cool. So yeah, I might be rebranding my channel again. It's gonna be the same channel. It's gonna be the same thing. I'm just gonna change the name of it, mainly because Bitcoin Daily News, if you search for it on YouTube, it's pretty hard to find. So unless I give you the link, you won't find it. Um, you're probably gonna find something like the World Crypto Network or Crypto Daily. I think it's called a channel. Um, but my channel is being pretty hard to find, so I'm probably gonna have to rebrand. So if you ever see a different channel name that you don't recognize and you see the Bitcoin logo, it's probably mine. Um, so just to let you guys know, my Twitter handle is I'm probably gonna change it as well. So yeah, I mean, we want to align or I want to align everything so it's easy to find and whatnot. So yeah, also because I haven't been making too much videos or too many podcasts, so it's probably because of that too. But even so, it's pretty hard to find. It's kind of like when there was a channel called Bitcoin. That's kind of hard to find. If you type Bitcoin into YouTube, you're gonna get all these Bitcoin videos, but you're not gonna get the channel though. So that's why they had to rebrand to something else. So I'm gonna rebrand my channel maybe. I'm still thinking of something catchy, a name, something unique that you can just search for, and you'll find it right away. But yeah, you know, one last thing I do want to talk about it's Bitcoin Rhodium. Bitcoin Rhodium, it's a completely different coin. It's an airdrop. You have it, I have it. If you had Bitcoin, and you registered, you probably have it. If you didn't register, um, last year in December, you may not have it. But you had to register, and you would have to you would have to sign a message, and you were gonna get the tokens or the coins. Um, I see a lot of people on the Telegram channel, you know, speculating on these ridiculous prices on a coin that's not even released yet. They haven't even released it, and there's people speculating on the prices. Not That's not a bad thing. You just have to keep in mind that the coin has not been released, and um, what you think the price will be may not accurately be the price of the release or at the time of release. That's probably not gonna happen. I see people, especially one guy, saying that he thought that Bitcoin Rhodium, sorry, was going to be $150,000 in 3 years, just because of the fact that Bitcoin Rhodium is pretty scarce. Okay, that's his opinion. Me being in the Bitcoin space and the crypto space for almost 10 years now. Um, I don't think so. Sorry, almost 9 years. I've been around since 2011, so it's gonna be 2019, so it's almost 9 years. So I don't think so. Scarcity means nothing. Okay, scarcity means nothing. There's gotta be a use case, and there's gotta be people, you know, that decide the price, and it's decided by the market, and we don't know what the price is going to be on that. I hope it does pretty well because I got a lot of it, right? And I hope it does pretty well because I know people that got a lot of it as well. So I hope it's at least zero point 0.1 Bitcoin. I hope it's at least $1,000 in fiat, whatever that is in Bitcoin at the time of the release. I don't know. I don't know. Um, but I do hope that it's at least $1,000, whatever that is in Bitcoin. Like I said, I don't know because I don't know when the coin's going to be released. But I also hope that Bitcoin is down in price in the low 4,000s, 3,000s. Uh, will that happen? Like I said, I don't know. But I hope it does because I'm planning on on selling some of my Bitcoin Rhodium holdings, just to get more Bitcoin. And I'm not gonna sell it all, but that's something that I've planned for the past uh 9 months now, or 9-10 months now. So do I think the price of Bitcoin Rhodium is gonna be $150,000 in 3 years? No, absolutely not. Do I think that the price of Bitcoin Rhodium is going to be like at least $10,000 when it comes out? No. Um, like I said, it's okay for them to speculate, but the market's the one that decides the value of something. And how can the market decide on the value of something that hasn't even been released? Also, scarcity, like I said, it means nothing. I know there's 42 coin. Used to be called 41 coin. They accidentally mined an extra one, and they had to change the name to 42 coin. There's only 42 coins, like the name says. There's only 42 coins in the world. That's pretty rare. And the price is not $150,000. The highest I've seen the price is probably like at least at some point it was at least $1 million, and then it just kept going down. In the recent past, I've seen it at $25,000, almost $30,000 or something. But there's no volume. So how can the order books are very, very thin. You could buy a little bit of it, but you're probably not gonna be able to sell it because nobody fucking wants it. Now, Bitcoin Rhodium has 2.1 million, so it's not that rare. But also, I know of a coin that has a million coin supply cap, and it's got proof of stake, and that is not $150,000. That's not even close to $1,000. I bought that coin in my early days when it came out. I think it was like 2013, 2012, something around there. uh Bitcoin Plus came out, and then the project got abandoned. It got taken over by a new team, and they would have given me some coins, of the new, because they did some changes. So they would have given me some coins of Bitcoin Plus, except for the fact that I had a Winblows computer, and Winblows fucked up, and um, I didn't have access to my DAT file. So as soon as I got access to my DAT file, which was about this year, um, I found out that they gave some of the new coins to the old coin holders if they had put it on Poloniex by a specific date. I think that was a couple of years ago, and I missed out, right? But that thing is not even $10,000. That thing's like less than 100. I think the highest I've seen it is about 100 and something, like 110. But it's not $110,000, or it's not even $150,000 like people speculate that Bitcoin Rhodium is going to be. Like I said, I hope it's at least zero point 0.1 Bitcoin. I hope it's at least $1,000 worth of Bitcoin of when it comes when it gets released. But oh well, we'll see. I hope it does well because I got a lot of it, and I got plans for some of that. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. But anyways, this video is getting kind of long, this podcast, so I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Check out my Twitter, my links below. Drop a tip if you can, if you find the information useful. Um, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out.